Hello everyone, meteorologist Sydney Goldberg here from the First Alert Desk, and I hope you enjoyed your weekend. We're now on to Monday, and it's been a gloomy start to this work week. So we did get a good bit of rain early this morning. That was with the low pressure system that's now drifting up towards the north. This is from the last 12 hours here on our satellite and radar loop. It's been quite the mess. In fact, we've also gotten a lot of rain just this morning. So this is the last 12 hours. Here's estimated rain totals from the radar. You can see lots of rain extending all the way from Macomb down into Hammond and portions of Livingston. So if we zoom in here, we can take a closer look. Now remember, these are just radar estimates, so they could be a bit of an overestimate in some areas. But regardless, we got a lot of rain in some places this morning, especially during the commuting hours. So that was making for a rough commute this morning. Places got close to 5 inches, even above that near a meet. And this one right here, just north of Hammond, is about 10 inches. So that's probably a little bit of an overestimation from the radar, but regardless, a lot of rain was dumped this morning. Here's what it looked like right now on our First Alert radar network. Nowhere near as bad, but we're still seeing some sprinkled showers in and across the area. We just saw a shower move through downtown that's now moved through Denham Springs near Walker, getting some heavy rain. Livingston starting to get some of that heavy rain as well. Port Vincent. Now, the good news here is that there's no lightning, just some downpours with that. Port Vincent and Gonzales, that's what's moving through this morning. And up to the north, we still have a flash flood warning in effect for portions of Tangipahoa Parish and Washington Parish, but a lot of the rain has moved up towards the north. Now we're just getting those few isolated showers and maybe an isolated storm or two. The storm activity, though, looks to be down towards the south near New Orleans. You can see New Orleans had a little bit of a lightning flash there, Galliano as well. Now we're just seeing some sporadic shower activity down towards the south, but you notice the motion that they're making, they're crawling up to the north and east, so that's why we'll have to watch for a few more showers going through the afternoon and evening today. So I'll show you that on the Futurecast here. Here's the HRRR model, 11 a.m. So now we are starting to see some of those isolated showers on our radar currently. So the model is indicating what we're seeing right now through the next hour or so. So they'll move up to the north and east, so Hammond could get in another shower or two, and that remains the case for the east. We could see a bit more coverage to our east and south throughout the afternoon. So here's 3 o'clock, but I wouldn't rule out that you see an isolated downpour as well through the afternoon, but not widespread certainly. Once we get into the evening though, you'll notice we could see the model starting to pop up another line of showers, maybe a storm in there as well for Point Capee Parish into the Felicianas, as well as moving into southern Mississippi around dinner time, and then into the late evening hours as well. We could see a few of those showers hanging on. Otherwise, once we get into the nighttime hours overnight, things should quiet down. We'll keep it pretty muggy though with the cloud cover overnight. To start tomorrow morning, we start off dry, but there is still a chance of seeing some of those few showers and storms through the afternoon. So here's lunchtime tomorrow. Again, a lot of this though should be contained down to the south and east of us. You'll notice the wind coming from the north and east and easterly up towards more the North Shore and into the Felicianas for us. So that's going to contain a lot of the moisture down towards the south for most of the day. But we certainly could see an isolated shower or storm working their way further inland through the late afternoon into the evening. Here's 6 p.m. And then around 10:30, it's possible that we see 1 or 2 showers or storms popping up later in the day tomorrow. So really the bulk of the rain is over for today. We had that 50%. It is starting to taper off, but certainly could see a few showers and storms later into the afternoon and evening. That's going to be the case tomorrow, and then that decreases a touch more by Wednesday. For the rest of the work week though, and into the weekend, we look dry, so that's good news there. The reason for that has to do with our upper level air pattern. So we have a big trough that's dipped across the western portion of the U.S. This is going to continue to deepen and move eastward. What's that going to do? Well, kick out the humid air and bring in some slightly drier air. So you can see that happening by Wednesday into Thursday. We get a little bit of a frontal boundary moving through. That makes its way all the way through by the weekend. That's going to help pull in that drier air. And now, I said cold front, but it's not going to bring the real cold temperatures, fall-like temperatures that we're expecting. It is going to help drop them though back into the upper 80s. So low 90s by Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we get a little bit of a drop off in those afternoon highs into the upper 80s. So some relief, and it will feel really nice with the slightly drier air in place as well. That's going to make for a good game day on Saturday, South Carolina and Tiger Stadium. That's set to kick off in the evening at 6:45. And so temperature-wise should be good. Be clear and comfortable as well into the upper 60s to start for kickoff, and then falling by the end of the game by fourth quarter into the upper 60s. So if you run cold, you may even need a light jacket or sweater if you are headed to the game. Don't have to worry about any rain. All right, let's get a check on the tropics. We're monitoring one area. National Hurricane Center is highlighting that area in the central southern Atlantic where a high chance of developing. It's likely to become a depression in the next couple of days. So the middle part of the work week right now, it's got a 70% of developing through the next week. And so this is what it looks like right now. It's got a bit more convective activity around that you can see in our satellite loop. Also notice the rotation, so it's starting to get more organized, so it is likely that we'll continue to see this strengthen. And it is been tagged as Invest 95L, and here's what the computer models are showing. It should head towards the northern portions of the Lesser Antilles by the end of the work week, and it does look like a lot of the model consensus is agreeing that it will take that right turn, as we've seen many storms do so far this season, so we'll continue to monitor that. Here's what it looks like outside right now. Good bit of cloud cover. This is a Sky9 camera on top of Our Lady Lake in Walker. We also saw a few showers out there earlier, but now we're just seeing cloud cover in some places, so still gloomy if you are headed to the door. Temperature-wise, we're actually not feeling so bad in some places because of the rain. So here at the Baton Rouge Metro Airport, only into the upper 70s. Yes, that's still warm, but look at our other areas. It could be 80 degrees in New Roads, Gonzales, 85, Macomb, 74. So certainly not feeling so bad because of that rain-cooled air. We are expected to see a few showers lingering through the afternoon and evening, so the rain chances are tapering off, but they're still there. Temperature-wise, we shouldn't really budge all that much, staying into the 80s. Once we get into the evening, though, we'll drop into the 70s once again, and then the rain chance will continue to taper off. So it's going to be another gloomy day throughout the day. Just make sure you have your rain gear handy in case you run into an isolated shower or a storm today. That'll be the case again tomorrow, but mainly into the afternoon. That's why we have that 30%, so very isolated. And it is going to be warm, unfortunately, tomorrow and through Wednesday. Once we get that nice push of some drier air, our temperatures will drop, and we'll also drop the rain chance to end out the work week. So it'll make for a really nice end to the work week and into the weekend. Jeff Morrow will have more details to get you through the rest of our gloomy Monday, as well as what to expect going into the rest of the work week and the latest on the tropics for you on the Noon Show.